Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Crafting with V, and if you're new here, welcome. So glad to have you, and if you're returning, thank you so much for returning. Okay, so this week has not went very well for me, especially the last 2 days. And if you are new here, I'm sorry if you are catching the one video that I'm actually venting a little bit on, but welcome all my new subscribers. So glad to have you here. Anyway, so what all has went on today? It has been, or the last few days, it has been a few days. Okay, so as far as this video, I am rewatching it and I went to edit it, and guess what? I have absolutely no sound on this video. And so I've already done this video once, and the beginning video on this was 53 minutes long, I believe. So this one may not turn out to be that long. Hopefully we can go ahead and I can retell everything that I was telling, so that you know everything that's going on if you want to listen. If you don't, I completely understand. This is a vent. So today so first thing that happened today is we had to go to Fort Smith area, and my mother-in-law had an appointment up there with somebody, so we had to take her up there to get that done. Well, my daughter had to be at work at 11 o'clock, and since I really haven't shown her how to drive the car with the gear shift is a little bit different than a normal one, takes a little bit to get used to. So even though I did not have a full charge, I knew I had enough to go up there and back. So we went up there, got that taken care of. It only took like 30 minutes or so. And then we went to Walmart and did a little bit of grocery shopping, not much. So we got all of that done. Okay. I am so sorry. I'm coughing and everything else today. But anyway, we got all that done. We headed home, and by the time we got back, I had about 20% left on my car. Okay, so we bought a Tesla adapter so that we could go to the Tesla charge station here in Ozark, and we were going to try that out. We get up there and we can't even figure out how to pay for it. So, because we downloaded the app and it just wasn't working, it said that it wasn't compatible there. So we had to turn around, come back home, and plug it in and trickle charge it. Well, at this point, I'm down quite a bit of miles. And Courtney, my daughter, still had Josh's truck because she was still at work. And that's fine. She was supposed to get off. Well, two things happened. our job called in Josh to work. So, and we had an appointment with Nissan's second delivery at 3 o'clock today. So he told them that he wouldn't be able to be there till 4 o'clock. So we only had a few questions for them on that. So we knew it wouldn't take the full hour, and if it did, Josh could ask his questions and then we could go ahead and go. Okay, so we are waiting and waiting and waiting, and this guy does not show up. So Josh goes at 3:30. Josh goes ahead and leaves and goes to work. So we get to work, He leaves for work, and I decide to wait till about 4 o'clock. So at 4 o'clock, I start going onto the app, and they have a customer service thing on the app. Customer support. So I've already used this customer service on the app once before, and I did not have a good thing with it, because whenever I went there, I was calling them because I was at a charge station and I couldn't figure it out because it wasn't letting me take the charge nozzle out of the car. Could not figure out how to get that to work. So finally, I decided to use the app, call customer support on the app. I actually opted to talk to somebody. Well, whenever I get them on the phone, I tell them what I need, and they had told me, well, we need to get you to a different department. And I said, that's fine. So they transfer me. And I called them twice on this part. And every time that they would go to transfer me, it would hang up. So, after 2 times, I decided, hey, I'm going to go to Google and look it up and see why this is happening and how I can get it. Turns out the car was locked, which I should have realized this. So I had to unlock it with the key fob to be able to pull out the charger. Okay, no big deal. I got that taken care of. Didn't think anything more about the customer service using the app. I figured bad days happen to everybody. So then comes around today, and this guy does not show up, so I use the customer service app. And what do? And I decide that I'm going to do it by chat, because I do not want to keep getting disconnected again. So I went into the chat form. They sent me to 5 different places. And if you look here, what this says, and I read it once. Let me see if I can pull it up on my phone again so I can read it for you. Let's see. In that picture right there, it says, at participating Nissan at-home dealers, qualifying customers can see how Aria's innovative features work with a complimentary one-time, 1-hour in-home or desired location. Get help with charging, using Pilot Assist, and more. Notice how it said in-home. Okay, and then I think I showed you the other picture, or I'm looking at it, trying to... And that one, I'm kind of holding my finger over it so you don't see the rest of it, but okay, so what happened there is I accidentally showed my address, so I had to make sure that little bit was cut out of there, but they had actually sent an email to Josh's email showing that we had an in-home appointment, showed where it was at, what time, and all of that. And then, so keep that in mind. Well, while I am chatting with them on the app, by the end of this app conversation, that lady told me that Nissan does not do in-home services. They do not come out to the home and do anything like that. And if we scheduled it through the app, it was something, it sent us to a website, and that's where they scheduled it at. And I was like, no, they did not send me to a different website. It was all scheduled through the app that I am talking to you on. So I was getting really, really, really frustrated. But while I was on the phone with this texting app, I had not thought about all of the emails and stuff, because those emails actually go to my husband's email. So I had to go and look in his email to be able to get this information. And I finally did. I was able to get the information. And so on that email, it had a phone number to call. So, and by this time, it's like 6 p.m. I call up there, the receptionist answers, says, well, and I tell her the name that sent the email, and she said, oh, that's our sales manager. But I don't believe he's here. Let me try to get one of our other sales managers. Well, the other sales manager was not there either. I understand it's later in the afternoon. People have probably went home. Well, they weren't there, so she gets me the senior sales associate. And I tell them everything that's going on, telling them about the second delivery and how the guy didn't show up and all of that. And he was like, oh, okay. And he was actually trying to be really helpful, apologizing, completely apologetic for it. But I was like, my husband waited to go into work because we were supposed to meet this guy. And he works 6 days a week, so it's just it's ridiculous that they made these appointments. They sent us all this information through email, and then they never followed through on it. And we waited all that time for him to show up. Well, he's very apologetic. He's like, well, we will make sure that he comes out on the next appointment. He was like, I will make sure I email him, tell them this, and everything to make sure that everything goes better. This was a mistake on our end. And I was like, even the people on your app didn't even have a clue what I was talking about. On your app support that's supposed to be the support system for Nissan had no clue about this program. I looked it up on YouTube and I could not find anything about the second delivery that they have set up for these cars so that you can see if you have questions about the charging, what kind of charger you're going to have to get and all that. And that's what I was trying to do, was get all of this we were trying to get all of this information, so the quicker we get this information, the quicker we can get it set up so that I have a level 2 charger at my house. And yeah, you see me standing up in the video, it's because I kind of had to box myself in because I was trying to record this right as the sun was going down and I could not even see my computer screen at all. I was having to, so I had to kind of box myself in. I have my big sign thing that I have behind me. I had to move it so it blocked the sun from one way, and then the curtain I had up was not blocking out any light at all. So I had to make a temporary change and put a throw over the window just so that I could record this video and actually be able to see my screen. Okay, so that was one thing that happened this week. That was today. Kind of going backwards here. But day before yesterday, we called somebody out on the air conditioner. You know how a few weeks ago I told you how it had turned off and Josh was having trouble getting it to turn back on? Well, it has done that more than once. But we've had the guy that we used to call all the time to deal with our air conditioner and stuff, he no longer does heating and air. Well, so, and that's understandable because I used to babysit his kids whenever I was a teenager. But anyway, he no longer does heating and air. So we started using another person out of a nearby town. And whenever we called them, they weren't going to be able to come down till the next week. Just 1 week. Like the beginning next week, but it was supposed to get up close to 100 degrees here last weekend. So we went ahead and we called Actually Air. We'll never call them again. It's a big company and I understand that you're going to pay more with somebody like that. I do understand that, but he came out. We weren't here, just my son was here. But we left a note saying what was wrong, what needed to be done, and all that. Well, they came out, they cleaned the filters, the lines and stuff, and put some kind of cap on there, and anyway, what they did costed us $298, which is fine. We need it fixed. It's a little more than we wanted to pay to get it fixed, but we needed it fixed. So fine, that was last week. Well, day before yesterday, Tuesday morning, I wake up and I wake up sweating. It was so hot in our house. And I'm like, and I go and look, and of course the air conditioner kicked off again. And Josh tells me, no, don't flip the breaker yet. He gets a video of it and everything. And then he goes and flips the breaker. It takes a good hour for us to get it to turn back on. Which is better than how long it was out the time before. So we had just had them to come and look at it and fix it the week before. he calls that same company back, telling them, we called you for this to get it fixed. You didn't fix it. It's still doing what it did before. And they were like, well, we have this. They have something to where they have members of some program. And since that was fully booked, they could not come out and even look at it for 3 weeks. And we had just paid them $300 to fix it. Oh, Josh was mad. Well, anyway, so we finally get a hold of the guy that we use now for the most part, which we should have just waited the week and got a hold of him anyway. And he comes out today. And he was supposed to be here this afternoon while we were waiting on the car, but he ends up coming in early, before noon. So, once again, Josh, my son, was here, Joshua. So, and somehow Joshua had turned off his ringer on his phone. Fun, fun. So, I couldn't get a hold of him, and the only reason I knew the guy had showed up early was because I'd looked at the cameras for something. Anyway, so I have to use the Alexa on my phone to make an announcement. And so, make an announcement, and he calls me back. I told him if the heating and air guy has any questions, have him to call Dad. So, he ends up calling Dad while we're on our way home. We were getting something to eat, and then we were going home. We just stopped by Burger King, grabbed something to eat real quick because I was starving. Anyway, so we go ahead and we finally get home. The guy's still here looking at it and tells us what he thinks it is. Well, parts on our air conditioner are still under warranty, but we've got to get a hold of the company that put it in. But if the labor isn't covered under that warranty, we can use the guy that we normally can because he can get the parts that we need for it. So if we need to fix it, and if it's not completely fixed under warranty and it is what he thinks it is, then we will use the guy that we've been using here recently. But we will never call the other company back again. So it has just been a very hectic week. Very hectic. So, and right now I'm trying to think about what else I told you. I think that part was just my part of my rant. And I am so sorry for those of y'all who didn't want to hear all that. But, you know, I feel a lot better now that I have told y'all about it. And, you know, sometimes it just takes talking to somebody to get it and getting it off of your chest, and it makes you feel a lot better. But anyway, what else happened today? We had the kids today. Oh, Aiden saw me diamond painting today, and he wanted to work on my unicorn family. And I told him, no, you're not going to work on the unicorn family. Let's start you with something smaller. I was like, I've got a lot of stuff. I've almost got that one done, and we just need to wait on doing something that big. So I had ordered some of those Art Dot stickers a while back. just for that reason. Okay, that one's a flower. But anyway, so he decides that he wants to do it. So I get him one of those art dot stickers, and the way that they work is they have like 3 different colors on it. It can be up to 3 colors. So I get my spare drills and I let him pick out 3 colors, and I explain to him like the A's on this are a darker color, and then the O's are lighter, and then if you have another letter on there, it's an even lighter shade. Showed him how it works. So he only had 2 on his, and he picked out the colors that he wanted for that. So he started working on it, and he was doing okay, but he got pretty bored of it pretty quickly. So, while he was working on it, my granddaughter decided that she wanted to do a sticker too. So I gave her some spare drills in a couple of colors, and she put a lot of them on the little sticker, but of course they're not on the actual symbols or anything. But she worked on it for about 30 minutes or so. It kept her entertained for a little bit, and she seemed to really enjoy it. So, but what I'm doing with those is I'm using spare drills for the kids to use. Sorry about that. I'm using spare drills for the kids to use on those stickers, and then the ones that came with it in the bags, I'm just going to use those as spares if I need a certain one. Need a certain color. I wish that they were squares, because I would definitely be using those in like a cross stitch conversion. But they are all rounds. Okay. I know that I'm working on different ones on the screen, and I am so sorry that I had to do a voiceover on this, but like I said, I recorded a 50-minute video, and I can't believe that there was no sound on it until like the last 5 minutes. And that was completely my fault, because I noticed it in like the last 5 minutes of this video that it was on mute. Apparently I had muted my second camera, and somehow during that effect I had actually muted the other one. But anyway, let's see. And pick out a color. I'm not going to say what it is because y'all are not seeing the same ones that I'm working on right now. I'm just not having very good luck recording videos lately. I am really hoping that once the kids go back to school, that I will be able to get more videos recorded. This week has just been so busy, and well, I can't really say that it's been busy, it's just been stressful. Okay. Nothing important on here. Thought that was actually something important. Since Josh got called in to work tonight, I told Joshua I'm not going to be cooking dinner. It's going to be a fend for yourself night. Because it's just been such a stressful day. Okay, I got that color finished. But anyway, oh, I want to thank all the people who have subscribed to me in the last few days. Thank you so much for subscribing. Always glad to have you here. I went into a live the other night. Martha Makes Art, I believe. I will try to remember to put that in my description. But she doesn't do diamond painting. She does like coloring for the most part. And I think she does some journals. I'm not sure exactly everything that she does. I haven't been able to check out the other videos on the channel yet. But I really enjoyed myself in the live whenever I went into it. Although I didn't talk a whole lot in that one because I was doing other things. But it was nice to be able to go into a live. It was a smaller live. But I had a lot of fun in that live. I don't think she has a certain time that she goes live all the time, so if I knew that, I would go ahead and tell you, but I don't know. 52. I am so close to having this done. I'm hoping to have this done this week. By the end of the weekend, my goal is to have this diamond painting done. Because I want to be able to use this tower system to kit up the Hope Runs Deep that me and Lazy Retired Granny and a few other people are doing. I'll have to get her to send me the list on that. Tell me who all's going to be working on that with us. I cannot remember off the top of my head. But if you have a Chuck Pinson or Hope Runs Deep, go ahead, work along with us. Lay down drills with friends. What else did I talk about in that video? See, this is pretty bad because I'm at 33 minutes on this video and the other one was almost an hour long. So I may have to cut this one short. Look, y'all can't see it because I didn't record the voice the first time, but I just spilled some of my drills. Typical thing for me, especially whenever I use these little itty bitty trays that come with the little white funnel trays that come with kits. They are much better than the green ones. But still, I like a little bit of a bigger tray. Bullet is in here and getting kind of antsy because he got trapped in here. Because Joshua left out a few minutes ago whenever I told him I was going to have to re-record this. I probably should have went ahead and re-recorded the video part of it as well, but yeah, by the end of the weekend, I'm hoping to be able to give y'all a update on this, completion on this, and a few others. I haven't been working on my mystery painting that much, or any of my other paintings very much lately. I've been trying to get this one done so I can free up the space on my towers, and trays for that matter. But once I get this done, Hope Runs Deep will be here, and I might since it's not as many colors, I might use the top part of this to put the top 2 rows of this tower to put in like the Love is in the Air, I believe. What's the name of it? Something in the Air. It's a Nightmare Before Christmas one with Jack Skellington, I think, and Sally. Don't quote me on that, because to tell you the truth, I've never watched that movie completely. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I never completely watched the movie. So, but you know what? After talking to all y'all, and even though this might be a lot shorter than what I had intended it to be, I'm actually feeling a lot better, a lot more, not completely stress-free, but feeling a lot better. And I think I'm going to be able to finish this weekend. I've got today to work on it, some of tomorrow, some of Friday. Friday I'll probably be able to get the most done on it, I hope. But of course I'll have to take Josh to work and pick him up. So, maybe not. And I'll have to go and probably charge my car somewhere tomorrow, or just use the truck tomorrow, because I really need to do some door dashing to pay for the groceries that I bought today. Because I try to use my DoorDash money right now to buy all the extra little things that I have. Once I get some things paid off, then that is going to be my money to start working on my channel and buying stuff that I want, diamond paintings that I want, new accessories, whatever, so that I can show them to you and test them out. But like I said, that's probably going to be a few months from now, which is okay. Let's see. Bullet, you're okay. You can go outside. I'm not ignoring you, I promise. I think he wants to go and lay in his bed. Come here. You want to sit up here? You need a bath. You got into something. You stink. Is that why you're whining? I'm gonna have to give you a bath tonight, huh? He doesn't like baths. Bailey did not like baths at all. And Lazy Retired Granny, I'm so happy that you can get Ellie in the shower and everything. Because whenever I used to try to get Bailey in the tub to take a bath and stuff, it would take me and Josh to hold her in there. Literally, she absolutely hated baths. But she would not have a second thought if she got out, and we have some big ditches in the neighborhood, and after it rains, they're pretty full. But whenever we would have that, she would not have a second thought about jumping into that water. But the bathtub, no way. She was fighting you the whole time trying to give her a bath. So, and I even tried putting a pool outside thinking maybe it was the enclosed space that was causing her to hate baths so much. But no, she hated them just as much in the pool. Outside, I would even let it warm in the sun for a little bit so it'd be nice and warm. It wouldn't be cold. Nope. She was having nothing of it. But I really do miss her. She was a really, really good dog. She was one of the best trained dogs that we had, except for whenever she got out. She was so hard to catch to get her back in the house or in the yard. And she was such a smart dog too, because on our gate we actually have 2 latches on it. We literally had to put a lock on the bottom latch to keep her from nudging it up with her nose, and then squeezing between it, and she would be able to get through there and squeeze herself through there and get out. Well, we live in a neighborhood, but there is a highway that's really close to us. And she scared me to death so many times because she would run up there by the highway. But if you didn't chase after her, she would run for about 10-15 minutes and then she would come home. So I quit chasing after her. I just let her go and she would come back home. And then if there was a hole, she would find it. She was always taking off. As much as she could, anyway. Well, I guess we got almost to the point where... Hold on just a second. Okay, I am back. So, I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and close out this video here. At least we got to almost the full hour with it. I wasn't sure that I would be able to get it close to it just in time for me to actually zoom the picture in for you. But anyway, thank y'all so much for coming. If you liked this video, be sure you give it a like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. I will see everyone in my next Coffee Chat and WIP. Hope you enjoyed this video. Everyone take care, and I will see you next time. Thank you for listening, even though it was just a little bit of a vent. Take care, everyone. Bye.